Welcome to the
Welcome.
pod. What's up, everybody?
Oh, thanks for being here,
2 cents, Josh and Spence. We're your hosts, Josh.
Spence.
So, here's the deal. It is the end of April, or the end of March, almost April. But if you look outside these windows in Fargo, North Dakota, next to beautiful Moorhead, Minnesota, you'll see that there is feet and feet of snow, right?
Yeah.
It's impacting some of the homies for sure.
Yeah.
So discipline and motivation are at a premium right now. Tough to come by. Takes a little bit extra to muster it up, right? It's been a long winter and it's now dragging into the springtime. So we thought we'd do a little pod on discipline. So
Discipline.
five steps to maximize your discipline. What do you think?
Heck yeah, dude. Well, first I want to say, like the weather and just your surroundings, like it's making it tough to stay focused and stay motivated. So, yeah. Self-discipline is how you can do that in whatever you're doing. But
yeah, and of course, we're all, at the end of the day, we're all humans. Like, anybody could sit up here and be like, "Oh, I rise and grind no matter what." It's like, yeah, okay, cool. Anybody could say that, and yet, like, I pride myself on my discipline, on my motivation, on my energy, and here I am at the end of March, and it's tough. It's tough to get through a day. So instead of just bull crapping the people, like, let's have an honest chat. So we're like, okay, what are five things that we can do to be more disciplined, to do the things that we know that we need to do to receive the results that we want to receive. So number one, just determine your goal. Why are you getting out of bed? What's the purpose? Why, if everything feels tough and it's tough to get motivated, like, what are you doing in the first place, right? What's your why?
right. Yeah. And you can even, you can look at it that way, or you can also, look at it even smaller. Like, make a goal of making your bed. Like, that could be your goal. And then you can kind of go from there. But what do we got going on here, Tech Guy Dustin?
Tech guy. Okay.
Dustin says to keep talking. So if we sound like robots, sorry about it.
But yeah, so what? But yeah, I would even. I feel like that would be part of the recipe, but not the meal per se. Like, when I think of that, I think the meal is like, okay, you want to, we're in real estate. We want to help X amount of people find their new home, or you want to get to X amount of pounds, or you want your body fat to be X. You want your net worth to be X. You want to spend X amount of time, whatever. So what is that goal? And then getting as crystal clear on that goal as possible, because wanting to be in better shape is different than wanting to weigh 175 pounds and being at 12% body fat, right? Like, those are two different things. So getting really crystal clear on your goal and what that is. And then number two goes into your list of reasons. So determine your goal. Okay. So what is the goal? And then number two would be list of reasons. What is the why behind your goal? Do you want to, like in the compound effect, he was talking to a gal and she's like, oh, or this guy, like, I want to be able to see my abs. It's like, is that really the goal? Do you want to be a men's fitness model, or like, what is the actual goal? Yeah. So why do you want to help X amount of families? Why do you want to, and just getting really real with yourself about that. Cause I feel like I've been guilty of that, is just kind of saying whatever, or just knowing what sounds good, or like you even see that on the internet, on Instagram, on whatever, like there's certain buzzwords, or there's certain, but just like why? So what is the ultimate, why would you want to have, why do you want your net worth to increase? Why do you want your body fat to be at this? Why? And it doesn't have to be a sexy reason or a cool reason or a hip reason or whatever, but like get real with yourself.
I feel like everyone honestly kind of has the same why too. Like, I've been listening to podcasts and different speakers and stuff, and it's like, do you really want to make a bunch of money, or do you want to make that money because of the way it'll make you feel? So ultimately everyone's looking to feel different or feel happy. So yeah, exactly what you said, like figuring out what exactly it is you want. And it's easy to just like stay like up on the surface and like, oh yeah, I just want to make a bunch of money, or oh, I just want to look skinnier or whatever. But like, what is that ultimately going to do? Like, why is that important to you?
Yeah.
Like, what is that reason? So figuring out what that is.
I'll be happy when.
Yeah,
I'll be happy when. It's like, why?
Right.
And then don't be afraid of the answer. Like I used to do that all the time. Like someone would ask me something like that, and I'd be like, okay, I need to get like what's the cool answer that's gonna make me not sound dumb or not sound selfish or not sound lazy or not sound. It's like, no, just be really, really honest with yourself. Like, why do you want that? Why is that important to you? And then from there, like identifying the obstacles. So now this would, so for example, what would be an obstacle of, helping a certain amount of doing a certain amount of business or in your work career, or what would be some obstacles from you achieving your health goals, your fitness goals. So it could be as easy as like, well, you get up in the morning and you're kind of groggy, and then like you're laying in bed like, oh, now what am I going to wear? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do when I get to the gym? So those would be obstacles, right? Because then if you all of a sudden you start thinking, and then before you know it, you wake up and it's 8:30 and not 5:30.
Yeah.
Versus like, okay, now the night before, like your workout stuff is laid out. You got your shake made sitting on the counter. You know what you're intentional, so you know what you're going to go into the gym to do. Same thing like with us in sales. Like, who are you going to call in the morning? Like, we all know that we need to be having conversations. So who are you going to call? What are you going to say? Why are you calling? So instead of getting here, now it's 9 o'clock, time to make our calls, and then you sit around like, well, I don't know what am I. And now all of a sudden, by the time you know who you should call, it's 10 o'clock. So avoiding those landmines, or I just need time to focus. Like I can't do the deep work that I need to do. So okay, so now what do you got to do? You got to build a bunker, put up a sign in your office saying people like, hey, I can't talk right now, I'm doing my thing. Same thing with your eating habits. Instead of kind of like what I've been doing, I've been intermittent fasting. So I'd basically get up, I don't eat anything until I physically can't not eat anymore, but then all of a sudden now I'm hungry, so now I'm just gonna eat whatever. So
like know what your weaknesses are, like know what you've struggled with in the past.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I saw as I was kind of remembered, and like that countdown, like that 5-second countdown.
Yeah, the
like
5-second rule.
Right before you're
5, 4, 3,
about
2,
to
1.
do, you just like boom, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, like when I think of this, it's like becoming more self-disciplined. Is a lot of it is getting up in the morning. So like trying to do that, and like knowing I'm not going to want to get up in the morning. So what do I have to do in order to actually do it?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, then now this goes into kind of what you were saying, like make your bed, put your get on QuickBooks, or do those little things. So what are the new behaviors that you need to develop? So for most of us, getting up early, and imagine if you had those golden hours, those extra 2 or 3 hours in the morning, where you can kind of dictate the pace of the day and be proactive, as opposed to just waking up and then being reactive to the whims of everybody else. So what if you did that? So everybody wants to wake up earlier. So how do you start waking up earlier? Is like you wake up earlier. You just one day you just decide like, okay, I'm going to wake up at 5:30. I'm going to wake up at 5, whatever, and then you plow through the day. Because then that's part of it. Well, I can't wake up early because I'm a night owl. Well, wake up at 5 and see how much of a night owl you are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, so you do that one day, and then all of a sudden it's much easier to go to bed at 9:30 or 10, and then it's easier to then make that a routine. Or same, like I feel like how you do anything is how you do everything, right? So if you want to be very very laser focused, attention to detail, with your work or your business or your whatever, but then you get in your car and your vehicle's a mess, or you get home and there's dishes in the sink, and then like how you do anything is how you do everything. So that going back to making your bed.
Yeah, I feel like it's just doing stuff that you don't want to do. Like for me personally, like you grow up and you're with your parents, and they're like, nope, you can't go outside and play until you eat your broccoli. Like you're almost forced to be disciplined. Like they're teaching you how to do it. Sports, you gotta get up at 6 a.m. and be there to work, and otherwise the whole team is going to know it and you're going to be held accountable. So then you quit sports, you move out of your parents' house, and now it's like, whoo, I get to do whatever I want. Like, this is what I did. And the only things that I want to do is stuff that like I want to do, and I'm not going to listen to anyone else. Well, then you kind of lose that self-discipline. Like, that's what happened to me. So now it's trying to do stuff that I purposely know that I don't want to do. So like you said, like taking a cold shower. It sucks. I hate it, but it's trying to like change your mindset. Making your bed, or maybe it's putting the dishes away right when you right after you're done eating them, like rinse them off. Like, it's easier to just set them there and be done with it, or whatever it is. Bringing a shopping cart all the way back inside just because you don't want to do it. Like doing stuff that you don't want to do. I feel like it can train your brain.
100%. And then that just it leads to momentum, which leads to confidence, right? Like I don't negotiate with myself. And then it's one thing to say you want to do something, but then that confidence that you get from doing things that you don't want to do, and then the person you become. So like right now, like just myself, like I'm not in the spot that I want to be in, right? Like I feel like I've gone through some failures recently and it sucks. And yet, like I am that person where I know, like I've done the things and I will continue to do the things until I'm as successful as I choose to be. But I have that confidence now that I didn't have 8 years ago when I got into real estate, because I haven't done the things. Fast forward, it's like, yeah, I've done all the things and will continue to do the things, right? I just have that, not to say that you know it all and it's not a constant journey, but just that confidence. Like, yeah, I've taken the cold showers. I've done jujitsu. I've challenged myself and I've done those things. And now I know that,
Yep.
So even though I'm not where I want to be right now, like I have no doubt that I will get there because of these, those things that you've done in the past, right?
Well, and once you start to like develop those new behaviors, like I always think of like going to the gym as a good example. Like if you aren't going to the gym, it's easy to not go to the gym and be like, oh, no problem. But once you start like developing the habit of going to the gym, and then you start to miss a day or something, it's like, oh, I feel like crap. Or you're starting to hold yourself accountable. So like when you develop the new behaviors, that's when you can start to hold yourself accountable and get more disciplined. So,
and then you just change that, how you look at yourself. Like instead of like, I'm trying to quit smoking, but I'm a smoker, and it's really hard. It's like, well, I'm trying to go to the gym, but I'm not really a gym person, versus now you're like, I am a gym person.
Yep.
Right. Like those are two different different people having two different conversations.
And so like I saw this quote where, God, I'm probably going to butcher it. It's like the pain of discipline is less than the pain of regret. So like when you wake up in the morning and you hit the snooze button until you don't go work out, well then it's like the whole day you're regretting that. It's like, I should have just done it. Like I did that this morning. And now I'm like, God dang it, I should have done that. Like the whole day. Where if I would have just gotten up, it's like it'll suck to get up for like 10 minutes and then I'll be okay.
Yep. And then that momentum, and just that self-confidence, it just propels you forward.
Yep.
And then the last part is like just staying focused. So it's almost like a cycle. So it's like, okay, you do those things, but then something happens or something changes, or you get kicked in the teeth, or the weather sucks or whatever. Well, then revert back to the top, determine your goal and why.
Yeah.
What do you want and why do you want it? And then stay focused on that. So whether that's having like a dream board or vision board in front of you, or like the background on your phone, or whatever, like that kind of constant reminder, like, yeah, this is why we're doing what we're doing.
Yep.
This is the mission.
One thing that I want to do more of, and I think everybody should, you're pretty good at it, but like have a coach. So with whatever it is, like if you want to work on your diet, have a diet coach. If you want to work on your business, have a business coach, because they can help do exactly what you said, like bring you back to your big why. They can help hold you accountable and like show you like, no, you're not doing what you said you were going to do. Like me, I give myself every excuse in the book as to why I can't do something. But when someone else calls me out for it, I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's big. Like pretty much, that's a fairly common thing for successful people. Like the more successful you are, typically the more coaches that you that you have. So if like, yeah, I think about me, like I have like Andrew is my spiritual coach, and like Jake is my jujitsu coach, and Jose is my real estate coach, and you know, and I need to have more coaches. I should, like, Danny should be my diet coach, because that's definitely an area that needs to be improved. And,
well, even if it's not a coach, just people who are around you who can hold you accountable. Yeah, 100%. Like just somebody who can, I mean, see your improvement and help you stay the course. Whether it's your, I mean, tell your spouse, like, hey, I want to do this. Will you help hold me accountable? Like, if nothing else, do that.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, because it's a slippery slope, and that's why The Compound Effect is one of my favorite books, because it speaks to this too, because it's so easy. You know, you get in the rhythm of going to the gym, and then all of a sudden you miss one day, you know, and then all of a sudden that bleeds into 2 or 3 or whatever. Same thing with your diet. Like I've been doing really well. Like I'm gonna have some Hawaiian buns tonight, and then all of a sudden,
is that your weakness, Hawaiian buns?
Dude, oh God. They're so bad. They're so good.
Dude, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're good, but like, I'm going to like Crumble Cookie or something if I'm gonna break my diet.
Well, dude, I mean, I slather on Nutella on those things too, so it's not just the bun itself. But anyway, but that stuff, it just bleeds into something, or it's like, you know, I haven't, you know, you read every day, and then all of a sudden you don't read for a day or two, or you get into like, you know, get into habit of listening to music again, and all of a sudden like, oh man, you know, it's like insidious and just kind of bleeds into it. And it's like that frog in boiling water. Like you throw a frog into boiling water and he's going to jump out because that sucks. But if you throw a frog into room temp water and slowly ratchet it up, like he's going to boil in there.
Yep.
Because it just happens so slowly. So it's like you got to constantly stand guard at that door and just constantly keep that. Why are you doing that in front of you?
When you're doing all those like little things, they all add up. And for me, like I almost feel like I'm in my strength zone. I feel like a machine. Like I'm just like, I'm more energized, I'm more confident. I'm doing all the things right. Like I just feel like the days are just so much better when you're doing the stuff that you are disciplining yourself to do.
Yeah, living on purpose is much more exciting than just living by happenstance.
Oh, dude, that's such a good way to put it. Yeah. When you don't have any discipline, you're just kind of letting everything happen to you.
Yeah, and then you're a victim.
Exactly.
And then you're just kind of, so-and-so, the market sucks, or the president, or this or that. It's like, no. Like even right now, like, yeah, the market's down, and you know, we're down a little bit, but we're not down because of anybody else other than ourselves, because we, you know, and now, you know, it sucks to look in the mirror, and yet when you do that, now we're in control. We're not victims of what's happening. Right. Same with anybody else out there with whatever their goals and stuff are. But yeah, this is stuff that, you know, that no matter who you are or what you do, like we all have who we are now and a kind of vision of who we'd like to be or the lifestyle that we'd like to live. And it's like, just, you know, it's simple, not easy on how to get there. But this is a nice map. Identify your goal, list of reasons why you want that goal, identify any obstacles and figure out how to get past them, develop those new behaviors, and then stay focused. Like that's a pretty good reminder or recipe for anybody to become more disciplined and start seeing the results they want to see.
Heck yeah, dude.
Woo!
Watch for deer.
That's a pod right there. Chicken bug. Heck yeah.